Science reveals that over half of all youth report at least one symptom of clinical dependency on social media. They are biologically incapable of stopping themselves from incessant use of these platforms. That vulnerability is being exploited by these platforms.
We're seeing a rapid increase of exponentially more reports now regarding children who are being targeted for money. This is an organized crime syndicate.
Those are some of the warnings about the dangers of social media for young people. The subject of a Senate Judiciary hearing this week on protecting our children online. Lawmakers heard emotional, moving testimony also from the parents of kids who committed suicide because of the bullying and threats that they received online. Rose Bronstein is one of those parents at Tuesday's panel. This is her 15-year-old son, Nate. He took his life after facing vicious attacks, harassment, and threats on social media from some of his classmates at a prestigious private school in Chicago. That tragedy prompted his mother to help found the nonprofit group Buckets Over Bullying to address the crisis of cyberbullying among young people. And Rose Bronstein joins us now here on the Fox News Channel. Rose, our thoughts certainly and prayers with you and your family at the tragic loss of Nate. How dangerous is social media, have you found, and how widespread is it among teenagers in our country who face cyberbullying?
It's absolutely out of control. From the research that I've seen, we know that kids are online 6 to 9 hours a day. They are treating each other disrespectfully. They are suicide baiting each other, which is what happened to my son. He was sent a Snapchat message telling him to go kill himself.
What do you think can be done about this? The parents and you testified at the hearing. The social media companies say, well, we look over at the content and we, have controls and, blah, blah, blah. You think they're doing enough?
No, we desperately, desperately need federal government to get involved, which is why I went to D.C. At the hearing. And as a parent survivor, I was very pleased to hear that Congress has finally made a commitment to take serious and meaningful action around this issue. We need to start to hold social media companies accountable for creating products that are dangerous and addictive to our children. And it should not take parents filing lawsuits on behalf of their dead children to hold these platforms accountable.
I mean, as you and others pointed out during this hearing, I mean, the social media companies, they design the platforms to keep the kids engaged and on them as long as possible. What can be done to try and stop that? Do you think, and how can they be regulated? There's the Clean Slate for Kids legislation. What gives you any encouragement about what Congress can do to try and deal with this epidemic?
In terms of Congress, they've talked about trying to bring back the COSA Act, which is the Kids Online Safety Act. And the idea behind that is to try to empower parents and kids to give them the option to be able to put safety guards while their kids are online, so that the social media platforms can provide higher standards when the kids are on there. That's number one. Number two, there have been tons of different legislative discussions about other types of pieces of legislation that could go through to protect our kids, such as possibly setting an age limit as to when kids can go on social media, possibly repealing Section 230. We need a myriad of legislative efforts to start to put protections in place to protect our kids.
And finally, do you think you'll see that? Do you think that they will did they listen? Have they heard on Washington, on Capitol Hill, to do something about this?
I believe so. I am very, very pleased to see that both Senator Blackburn and Senator Blumenthal for leading the charge on trying to put some safeguards around this urgent crisis. And Senator Durbin was very clear on his commitment to action. And that is very promising to me. This
clearly and obviously is such a difficult topic for you to talk about. And we